What's up, CoinOPS fans? This is Pixel Freaks bringing you a preview of the public beta of Forgotten Worlds Atarashii. It is a call for all beta testers. You've wanted to for a long time. This mini build will be released, if it's not already, and we need beta testers. So many code changes have happened that we need to get it across as many computers as possible to see if there are any issues. Take a look at this. Music player in the background, metadata down on the bottom right, 5 output fields telling you how many times it's been played, what year it was made, the manufacturer, how many players, and the directional controls. Now, all the other CoinOPS stuff is here, although just because you see it, don't think it's not new, refreshed, made better in some way. There have been so many new commits to Retrophi that it's its own fork at this point. Absolutely, completely revamped. It's leaner, it's meaner, it has way more functions. Look at this. The playlists, they're animated instead of just one static playlist because this is all built on a lateral playlist. This cabinet theme here, that's one video in the background, so it's even faster. It's not a separate cover with videos in this theme, okay? This is good for old potatoes. This is excellent for new big machines. That's why we need beta testers to try it out. We want feedback, not because we want to hear more about content. Content will come down the line. That's later. There's enough in here to get you interested and play around with it so we can get features. Do the features work? Do they make sense? Did it crash? Hopefully it hasn't. It's gone through a lot of testing, but there's always those outliers. So get it, play it. I'm going to show you around. These right here, there's some changes in the names. What used to be known as genres, these right here, all right, that's focus. Okay. These right here, these are sorts. Sorry, I said focus. These are filters. I apologize. These are filters. They're not genres. They're filters. I'm thinking of the old build focus that used to be there, which spawned the sorting. Focus has been discontinued, but a lot of the goodness that came from that specific build has been incorporated into the new build. Sorts here, they have the by year, by controls, by players. Those are handled differently. When you use the bumper, you sort by year, not by letter. You sort by controls by hitting the bumper. You sort by the number of players by hitting the bumper. You still scroll through either using the stick, the D-pad, or the triggers one by one. And look at just how fast this is. It's insane. Lower GPU usage, lower CPU usage. Can handle way more videos at the same time, which has opened up the design team to be able to bring absolutely stellar themes, which you're going to go through. The playlists here are animated, but you can see arcades and consoles are gold, so it draws your attention. Those are the main ones. Favorites. The code's been changed, so you can't untoggle a favorite while in the favorites playlist. Before that was confusing. If you hit toggle in the favorites playlist, it just simply disappeared, which is how it should have worked, but now it's just flat out been disabled, so you can't do that. Last played used to be alphabetical no matter what. If you played 10 games and the last game you played was Zookeeper, it was still the 10th one listed because it was Z. Now, let me go back to the first one. Look at this. Black Tiger, Bubble Bobble, Donkey Kong, Galaga. It's 5th, right? Because right now it's alphabetical. Let's play Galaga. Right now the music's playing through as well. There's so many features I get with Inigo beats in a moment. Let's get out of there. Now look, it's number 1. It's no longer down here. Okay. So, playlists are animated. You've got the indicators on the left there. All of these are absolutely, just about every facet of this is completely changeable because you'll see that there's the advanced configs folder, there's a mods folder, and there's a themes folder as well. Also, you'll see up in the top there, it's black. Right now, by default, the second marquee support is disabled, but it's recording in a way so that as soon as I turn it on, you'll be able to see how many new features have been included for second screen or marquee support. I have a 16:9. A lot of people also have the, I think it's 1920x540, the thinner marquee for the front of a cabinet style. In settings, I want to point out that there are 3 options that they're toggles now. Okay, auto scroll, which is also known as attract mode. Think of it like the arcade front end screensaver. If you click it, this will go to a red X, it'll turn it off. Background music, it's on right now. As you can tell, the on-screen display, one of the many features that have been included, the right analog thumbstick on Xbox controllers, or if you use keyboard because you don't have that on an arcade control panel, you can click this, toggle it off, you get a red X. Startup video, it's off right now, okay? I'm gonna turn it on because I'm gonna show you some of the new ones. Fire. So many new features, but again, I'm also going to show you, I'm going to light up the second screen marquee as well. I'm going to concentrate on the 16:9 options because otherwise they're going to be stretched on this. But that's what is up top for you to look at. Let me get to settings here. One thing I really like about the GUI settings, it's been completely redone, color coordinated. Themes are in green. Let's actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of them, all right? But it gives you a preview of all of them. These are going to be considered vertical themes. See how the games go up and down, up and down. This is going to be a horizontal theme, vertical theme. Marquee 2 is absolutely amazing and a great example of how far they've pushed Retrofee with all the code changes that they've included. Oh, I need to change that because I want to show off more. But I changed it over. Look at that. The marquees with the gameplay video to the right, absolutely brilliant. Look at that color. Look at the speed. Look at how many videos are able to play. Just scroll through lightning fast. So you get beautiful artwork, gameplay video, and when you pause, it goes into the gameplay video, 16:9, HD videos, all completely redone from the bottom up through the themes. It's just stellar. Ooh, vector game. All right, so I'm going to spend a second here to talk about Inigo Beats. The right thumbstick by default is in full control. Left and right will change songs to skip forward, skip back. Up and down will be volume up and volume down. By default, you get the TV retro bars on screen 1. The reason I point that out is because I'm about to change that when I turn on the marquee. Clicking will pause. Unclicking goes back in. All right. You still have the regular indicators that you're used to seeing down on the bottom right. You have the number of games out of the total in this list. You have the bezel and indicator there. So you have, day, night, dusk. All of those are still part of it. And then in the bottom left, you have the favorites indicator as well as the playlist. So let me go to the settings. Let's go to, you know what? Let's go to Cascading theme came back. Let's do that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna duck out because I want to show you some of these beautiful changes. Also, one of the big changes to make it consistent, to get out of the front end retro fee, it's no longer just the back button or arcade users use the coin button. It is now made just like the games. It allows, again, another new code change. It's a hot button, so it's just like the games. Coin and start, or back and select if you're a controller user. I'm going to show off some of the random themes. I'm going to do all of them with the mods and the fast versions. Fast versions in the themes are where the logos will change, but the videos don't crossfade while you're looking. It's better for older machines. Mods are going to be when you have some of the like arcade or topspin have variations that you can change. It'll allow those mods, and I'll show those. So let's do all of those. Second screen animated. Let's just go to the top 16:9. It's going to be arcades attract mode videos. So let's turn that on. And let's also choose, see, there's all the themes. Even though they're in settings, you can also choose them in here. So you have the random themes and all the themes here in themes. But let's go to mods. You can mod the arcade theme in 3 different ways. You can change with a background music bar. I'm going to change it to retro TV dot. Let's try that. See if that's different. You can change if you want the boss ROMs where the bosses are playable. These are the splash videos that you can choose. I want to try. We know Retro Road, Retro Robot. I want to try. We know Warrior. Let's do Samurai. Okay. And over here, you've got the X's. Let me cover these real quick. Kiosk means that it's a locked down single playlist only. If you got friends, family, little kids coming over and playing, you don't want them messing with anything. You just want them to be able to play games. Then kiosk mode is for you. It'd be only the Street Fighter games, can't toggle any favorites, can't get to any other playlists. Street Fighter and Capcom, same thing. When it's in kiosk mode, it's locked down to only that. You're not going to have settings. You're not going to have favorites toggles. It's going to lock down to, you could build your own favorites list and just have that playable for friends that come over and they can't mess up your build. Or the full playable. All playlists is what you just saw. Favorite and all would knock it down to favorite all. I believe it also includes last played. I'll have to double check on that. Filter focus. Filters are what used to be known in the CoinOPS world as genres. So the run and gun, the shoot 'em ups, right? The old school. That's called filter focus now. Instead of genres, they're filters. That's what I was trying to explain in the beginning. They're sorting. Sorting is when you have a list of games, but you can sort by hitting the bumper or on the keyboard N and M. When you use the bumper to go forward, instead of sorting or instead of filtering by letter, it's going to use the 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player. It's going to sort by whatever the sort playlist indicates, by year, by play type, etc. I'm a big fan of the sorting focus, and it's come over from the old focus build. So I'm going to fire that up. Now you should see the second marquee. Oh, cool. All right. You should see the second marquee light up now. It's going to be the attract mode videos. That's different than the gameplay videos. Ooh, and the random theme we got was arcade fire. It's clean because there's no wheel on the side, so that's known as the arcade clean mod. And does it also have pausing? Goes to attract. So this would be known as arcade clean attract, and it has the fire background, okay? I just right-sticked it, went to the next song. Okay, oh, I did not change, so that's the retro TV, and notice it's a little, the graphics added a little bit of a CRT blur on there, it looks like. All right. So, fire, wow. And then the second screen marquee, of course, is just showing attract videos. It has nothing to do with your game. It's just looping attract videos up there. All right, so let's go to, actually, it's doing its thing. So let's get out. Let's let it randomize again, but I'm going to change the marquee because the animated marquees are just a beautiful touch here. Let's go to marquee using CoinOPS promo 16:9. I'm going to stay in the sorting focus, and let's change this time the splash video to Ryu. Because, I want to let you know, second screen marquees are not considered part of a theme. So even though I'm randomizing the themes, your marquees are not going to be messed with, and your startups are not going to be messed with. It's just going to be the themes, okay? Important distinction there. All right. Ryu. And let's see with the second screen marquee. Ooh. Cascading wall, okay. Nice horizontal cascading wall here. Look at how fast this is. This is ridiculous. I can get through all 258 games. And again, this is a mini build. This is the content will come. We're just testing and getting feedback on features. We want to know, hey, does somebody's specific video card all of a sudden have a problem doing something? Well, we need to know. What did you have? What drivers did you have? What CPU, GPU did you use? Specifically, can you reproduce it? How can you reproduce it? That information will help get to the final product, which should be released, after we get the feedback in and can look at any issues that come up. But otherwise, it's already a very strong, stable build. All right. Oh, I love the consoles, man. GJSM Smith. I say it every video. I know you get tired of hearing it, but man, his fantasy caps are just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They didn't exist in real life. He made them come to life. Anyway. So, as you can tell, I still did sorting. Favorites last played. The other thing I want to remind folks, there's so many code changes that even, I don't know if I've covered this, but in console, it used to be playlists. When you get to a certain point and you went out, you would lose your place. It couldn't remember where you are. When you went back to the playlist, you'd be back at A. Look at that. No. Rocket Knight Adventures. Let me go to Shinobi. I'll go to a different one. And I will get out of the A's. Let's go to Willow, right? I go back to consoles, it remembered Shinobi. I go back to arcades, it remembered Willow. That's new. It used to just be forced back to alphabetical only. It had no memory, if you will. Amazing code changes by Monk of the Funk, Inigo, BP, everybody just working hard every night. I've never seen so much work been done in such rapid fashion and just solid. Absolutely transformed Retrophy for the use in CoinOPS. All right, so I'm going to duck out of this. Let's change another marquee. Let's go to another 16-bit marquee, animated logo with arcade video. Oh, I like this one. And we're still on randomization, so we'll let that keep going. And let's do, I don't think we've done Ninja, have we? All right, let's try that. Well, hello. All right. So, starting back in. Oh, randomization, it stayed on, interesting. It stayed on Cascading, but now on the second screen marquee, you'll see that it's got the Smoky Arcade animated background, and it's showing you the logos that do coordinate with your choices, right? I want to also let you know Inigo Beats has a ton of stuff that we'll cover in the, it's either advanced configs or mods. Not only can you change where the volume screen is, I'm going to move it over to the marquee here. I'm going to remember to do that. Let's change that over. And that's going to be an advanced configs. Look, background music controls. Look at how many background music controls there are. They're very important. I'm going to turn it to the second screen. So now my marquee should now have that OSD. All right. You can randomize it. You can stop it from randomizing all the music in the music. I highly suggest, I can't do it because YouTube absolutely throws a fit if I use copyrighted music. I would love to throw my 80s and 90s favorites in there. Maybe you look on the regular source. Maybe there's something on there to help those that have an empty music folder. But it's empty. The music folder is going to be empty. And so when you start it up, you're going to get a warning that there's no music there. Add your own MP3s. Or there's even a way that you can add streaming music. You can have it linked to an M3U HTTP location if you want to. It's just absolutely versatile. But I just threw in some royalty-free music in here so that you can get the idea of how it actually works. But I highly suggest you throw in some 80s and 90s music in there to get that retro vibe. It's fantastic. Those that are on the Discord server where we don't have to worry about that, you've seen some of the examples, and it just changes the absolute feel of this. But back to the background music, first or second screen, enable randomization or not. Music player, low or full volume. This is in the menu itself, okay? Or you can disable it. You can also do it in the settings GUI, but if you want to use a bat, here you go. This is in-game. Notice how this is in-game. You can have it continue to play in-game at full volume. You can have it play in-game at a lower volume, or you can mute it. The reason that this is muted is it's different than having it pause. If you mute it in-game, the song will continue to play, but you won't hear it. So that when you get out of the game, it'll have been like a real live radio station, right? You've missed that part of the song. Whatever next song is on, by the time you come back, that will be playing and will fade back in. It will not pause and wait for you and then restart. That's the difference between in-game mute and in-game disabled. If you disable it, it'll fade out. You go to the game. When you come back out of the game to Retrophy, it'll fade back in where you were. Difference between those two. It took me a while to figure out what the distinction was, but that's the kind of feedback we want. Do these work? Do they make sense? So in-game, full volume. I'm going to go low volume in-game. I want it to keep going. I want it to, it's already randomized and it's already at full volume. Now the controls, you have three different options. You can disable the controls. So if you have a controller, again, arcade control panel users, I'll have to tell you about the keyboard functions in just a second because you don't have a right analog stick. But those that are using Xbox style controllers, you have a right analog stick. Only in the menu will the right analog stick work for music controls. It is specifically disabled in the games because, of course, you need to be able to control in the games. So you will lose next track, previous track, volume up, volume down, and pause if you have full controls on when a game's playing, and that's on purpose. Now, that's the advantage of getting, I did a separate video, you can see on the channel that has that. I have a 6-key keyboard macro encoder with the rotary dial. That's why those are pretty cool because those still work in game. Anyway, and then disable means that you can't control Inigo Beats with your controller. You can still do it by keyboard, though, I do believe. I'll have to double check on that. But I think keyboard always works. Disable would be to disable the controller. Full means that the right stick does that. Left to right is tracks, up down is volume, click is pause. Or you can have light, which just means the left thumbstick click is previous track, the right thumbstick click is next track. That's it. No volume, no pausing. So it defaults to full. I spent so much time on that because it's an amazing feature. I'm also going to show you, it hides in here, joy to key, all of this, leave these. You need both of them. One is a backup for when the bats need it. Just don't erase anything. There's an INI here. If you want to manually control, it is so customizable. If you want to manually control it, you can go to commands.txt. Inigo Montoya put in, an excellent how-to on all the values that can be, a brief explanation. So if you want to go in a muddle, you can. However, understand there's probably a bat for what you want to do already. With that, I'm going to, I think I changed it to OSD2. I'm also going to change to Thunder. And let's see here. I really want to change it to coins. And let's see what we got here. Let's make sure that it's still doing the random. Thunder, nice. Oh, I didn't change the second screen marquee. So this is Legends Wheel. Okay, so it is still randomizing. I forgot to change the upper one for you, but let's check the volume. See, I changed it to coins, and it's also now on the second screen. Now let's see what happens when you go into a game. See how it faded down? That was a setting that I did. And so therefore, it's going to be lesser than in the actual menu itself. But it continues to play. Also, just so you know, you'll hear the music ducking. That's on purpose. It ducks down when I'm talking. It won't do that in your game, obviously. All right. So getting out of this, let's see a few more of these mods here. We've already changed those. I want to change to Zen Forest. And I really want to show you the Top Spin theme with Gameplay Max. This is an insane theme. All right. This is Top Spin theme is going to be the Legends Attract videos, which are the videos that a cabinet would play when nobody's playing it. It's not actual gameplay video, at least in most circumstances. And this is going to then also have a film strip and the logos down in front. I'll explain that in just a second. It's absolutely awesome to see. And what Retrofeed, with all these changes they've done to Retrofeed, it has absolutely opened it up for themes like this. You haven't seen these before. They're just impressive. We already did arcade video, so let's do animated using logo with gameplay video. Yeah, let's try that one. We haven't tried that one yet. I'm going to stick to sorting focus, again, my favorite. The Zen Forest. Oh, maybe I have to, I probably have to turn off random. See, learning as we go. I love that metadata down in the bottom right. Look at that. Tells you what system, who made it, what year. Now, of course, there isn't, the fifth one isn't filled in on consoles because directional, it's not going to matter. See, with arcades, you got 8-way, you got analog, that kind of stuff, right? So that's, and the reason you didn't see a different sort, because in sorting, when it tells you it's going to sort by letter in the main one, but the other sorts are going to be by year. See the difference? Controls by players. All right. So let's turn off randomization. Let's also show you a different second screen marquee. But I want to go to themes. I'm going to turn off, and I'm going to choose Top Spin. And the mod that I wanted to do, which should still be in there, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to do Gameplay Max. Zen Garden. Second screen marquee is Zen Garden. It's the intro. Now look at this. You've got the attract videos in the background, gameplay videos in the front, and a logo to tell you where you're at, centered. I call it kind of the film strip across the bottom. Now, there were some users that wanted to know, hey, I like the attract videos and all because that's very arcade accurate, but I don't know all the games. So like AVP, right? You're looking at it, you're thinking, well, how does it actually play? Well, the gameplay video down below, that's actual recorded in the game. So you would know what the game looks like when you play it. So that's the idea why there's two videos here. See, Arkanoid's going to tell you a story because it wants you to come up and play in attract mode. In its attract video, I should use the right term. But the gameplay you can see down below. All right, so that's the difference there, but that's also gameplay max. I want to show you how those mods work, okay? Let's just do gameplay. Also, I want to do that. And let's change this one more time here. Mask, haven't tried that one. I'm just doing that so you can see as many options as you can as I jump in and out. Mask, oh. Love it. Okay, so again, notice it's not a film strip anymore. It's a single video in the bottom right of the gameplay, and the logo therefore is moved over there in front of it as well. I really like this version, although I wanted to show you the film strip or the gameplay max version because technically that was never possible before. All these code changes, updates now allows them to come up with whatever they just want to try stuff out. It can handle it. And with that in mind, I want to show you, let's see here. I want to go to arcade theme, clean attract. I'm going to do this mod and then I'll do the theme as well. The reason is because arcade theme is the one that you know with the full screen arcade cabinets. Clean means that the wheel is not there. I don't need it. I know those games. And attract means if I pause, then it will then slowly fade into the attract video full screen. So to me, this is great because it's like walking into a cabinet, walking into an arcade, looking at all the cabinets. And then it's so I walk up to one to see more about it. And in that pause, it then gives me the attract. So arcade theme, let's turn on that theme. It's going to be arcade theme. And then let's also change this to logo warrior video. All right. And mask is there. I didn't change the intro. Second screen marquee now has the warrior with logos. Looks good in the arcade. Now this is clean because there's no wheel. And this is attract because when I pause, oh, I've walked up. I want to see more about this one. There you go. Okay. Absolutely. Dial up any changes you like. It's fantastic. But that's also why we need the testing and the feedback to see what's going on. Everything has been updated. Everything has been gone over and completely new. I said new because this is CoinOPS Forgotten Worlds Atarashii, the Japanese word for new, so I'm told. This is the new direction for the CoinOPS builds. All those prior fit-for-purpose builds that you saw in the last year, you saw insert coin, you saw focus, all of those came out to get feedback to see what was hitting, what wasn't. Everybody's like, well, I don't know what these different builds are and why they're so different and why there's so many. It was to try out different things to see what was working well, and look, focus is now basically built into this. This is a MAME-only build. It's concentrating on anything that's in MAME. So we've got SNES and Genesis games and the original arcade games. Once all of this stuff is settled in and all of the bugs are worked out, which they mostly are, we're just seeing if there's anything out there we haven't caught yet, then it'll expand onto systems beyond MAME. But right now, the feedback that we're looking for is on, does it work? How'd you use it? Do you have any crashes? Do you have any issues? Explain it to us so that we can investigate and reproduce it and hopefully fix it, because, man, they are all over the code fixes. I think that the last count was over 125 pushes. They're ahead of the standard retrofeed fork. I mean standard retrofeed commits. It's insane what they've done. It's its own, absolutely own fork now. And it shows in everything that it does. So with that, honestly, check it out. Give us your feedback. Join the CoinOPS Project Discord server. If you do have an issue, please be as descriptive as possible. Say what build, the public beta, the public test, and be as close, give us your GPU, your CPU, your driver versions for video cards. Explain what was expected and what happened, where it went wrong. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of those. You're just going to absolutely love this build. Get used to it. Play around with all of these amazing options, and not too long. They're pretty much done, but for any bug fixes that happen at this point. And then the full build, you'll have a mini build, you'll have the standard build, and then you'll have a max build right after that. And these builds are just absolutely amazing. So check them out. We'll see you on the CoinOPS Project Discord server.